Hello friends, in this video we shall be looking at the problem on the board based on balancing chemical equation. And it says a mixture of nitrogen 4 oxide and oxygen is bubbled in warm water yielding trioxonitrate 5 acid. Write balanced chemical equation for the reaction. Now we are given a mixture of, this is one nitrogen dioxide, that is nitrogen 4 oxide. So a student that do not know the formula for nitrogen 4 oxide cannot write chemical equation on this. Now this is one, oxygen is another one. In this case we are referring to oxygen as a molecule. We are told it is bubbled in warm water, so water comes into play. So that means the reactants will be nitrogen 4 oxide, which is nitrogen dioxide. So we have it as NO2, nitrogen 4 oxide, plus oxygen as a gas, oxygen molecule. Remember, water is also added, so we have H2O. We are told the end products, that is the product yielding trioxonitrate 5 acid. So this is another pair. Trioxonitrate 5 acid is also called nitric acid and is written as HNO3. That is nitric acid. So many times it could be written as trioxonitrate 5 acid or nitric acid. This is a simple chemical equation, but it is not enough to write the equation. We have to also balance the equation. It says write balanced chemical equation for the reaction. Remember, in balancing equations, you have to compare atom to atom on the right hand side and also on the left hand side. You do atom to atom counts. At the end of the day, you balance molecules, balance each of the elements on both sides, and then you have the result. So we begin by balancing for each component element. On the reactant side, these are the reactants, this is the product. Nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen gas plus water giving us nitric acid. So on this side, I'm going to repeat this for a reason. NO2 plus O2 plus H2O giving us HNO3. Now, on the reactant side, we have one nitrogen here. On the product side, we have one nitrogen. So nitrogen 1, 1 is balanced. Oxygen on the reactant side, we have 2 here, we have 2 here, we have 1 here. So 2 plus 1 gives us 5 oxygen, while on the other side we have just 3 oxygen. So 5 on the reactant side and 3 on the product side, it is not balanced. So balancing equation is simply adding numbers in front of the compounds or elements. Don't alter subscripts. We don't alter or change subscripts. Subscripts are the ones that I am pointing. These are subscripts. Numbers that are written below an element, it is known as subscript. So we don't alter subscripts, but we can add number of moles. We can add numbers in front of elements, molecules, or compounds. So I can add numbers. Now I have 5 oxygen on the reactant side, 3 oxygen on the product side, which is not balanced. So I think of a number from 2 and above. I add 2 here, for example. What has this 2 done? It has made oxygen to be 6. 2 times 3 is 6, while I still have 5 oxygen on this side. But the same 2 will also affect every other element. So let's do elemental balance. Nitrogen is 1, nitrogen on this side is 2. So what does it mean? I have 1 here, I have 2 here. I have to add a 2 in front of nitrogen dioxide. So now I have 2 nitrogen, 2 nitrogen. reactants 2, product 2, it is balanced. Now I do a check for oxygen. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So on the reactant side, I have 7 oxygen, while on the product side, I have 6 oxygen. It is not balanced. 7, 6, there's a deficit of 1 when you compare the product and that of the reactant. So it's not balanced. At the same time, I have 2 hydrogen, but for the fact that we have unbalanced number of oxygen, it makes the equation not to be balanced. So we keep thinking of numbers to add. So that is to say, if I add a 2 here, it's going to make oxygen to also change. So let's do this. Rather than using 2, let's use a 4. So 4 on the product side, and then let's do atom to atom count. Hydrogen is 4, 4H. Remember, we initially had just 2H here, 2 hydrogen. So in this case, since I have 4 hydrogen, permit me to put a 2 here. What does it mean? On the product, I have 4 hydrogen. On the reactant side, I have 2 times 2 is 4. So hydrogen is complete. I do a check for nitrogen. 4 nitrogen on the product side. On the reactant side, I initially had 2, but now I'm going to be adding, instead of a 2, I'll be using a 4. So 4 nitrogen, it is balanced. 4 hydrogen, it is balanced. Oxygen, 4 times 3 gives us a 12. 12 on the product side. How about on the reactant side? 4 times 2 gives us 8. So for oxygen on this side, we have 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So oxygen, I have 12 on this side, while on this side I have 12. So oxygen is balanced. Nitrogen on this side, reactant side, I have 4. On the product side, I have 4. It is balanced. Then finally, for hydrogen on the reactant side, I have 4, while on the product side, I have 4. So it is balanced. What does this mean? It means we have succeeded in balancing the chemical equation. The reaction, the mixture that involves nitrogen dioxide and oxygen bubbled in warm water to yield trioxonitrogen 5 acid. So it is a balanced chemical equation. Many times we are given equations. It is vital for us to take a look at the reactants and products, do an atom to atom count, and ensure that what is on the left hand side equates what is on the right hand side. And that gives a balanced equation. I'm sure this video is helpful to someone. Please do well to subscribe, like my videos, and share for more persons to see. Bye for now.